Every family has a history. Let me tell you about mine. My name's Erica Alvarado, and I get my Mexican roots from my dad's side of the family. My parents split when I was very young, so I'm not as knowledgeable about my family history and heritage on my Mexican side as my Filipino side, but I was able to get my grandmother on the phone yesterday, and she told me a cool story about my roots. So my dad's grandparents, my grandfather's parents, were both born in Mexico City. That's kind of all I gathered. But my grandmother's mom actually has a very cool story. Her name was Virginia Cordova. She was born in Hermosillo, which is a city in the state of Sonora, Mexico. And she became a widow during the Mexican Revolutionary War. At the time, she had a couple of young children. My grandmother was not born at this point, and she decided to escape all of the dangers and difficulties that Mexico was experiencing at the time to cross the border and try and get into the United States to make a better life for herself and her kids. So she took her young ones and put everybody in a covered wagon, made the truck across Mexico to the border. It took them 2 weeks, she said, about 2 weeks. They had to travel pretty discreetly and carefully. Eventually, they made it to Tucson, Arizona, where she set up roots and eventually remarried and had my grandmother. So my grandmother was born in the States. Then my grandmother met my grandfather there and started our family tree. I wish I had more photos of us growing up, but like I said, I didn't really spend that much time with that side of the family, but I do remember my grandmother made killer tacos from scratch, like the shell from scratch. I don't know how she did it. I just remember I don't know if she deep fried them, but they would come out so crispy with when you fry something and they have little air bubbles and fresh. She did the meat, everything herself, the veggies, and I just remember at every family function, everybody would beg my grandmother to make the tacos. And as she got older, as the years passed, she'd complain a little bit more because it's a lot of work. But I mean, that's probably one of the best memories I have, of course, involving food. I am Erica Alvarado. I am Mexican Filipino. I'm an Atlanta ballet dancer.